the start of a brand new year, and that can only mean one thing: an entire year of upcoming video game releases. And today we are counting down my top 10 most anticipated games of 2025.
Game Picker! Building the Games Room! Rush Tricks! Live Game Hunting! Oh yeah!
The first game on our list is Atomfall. Atomfall is a survival action game inspired by real-life events. Atomfall is set 5 years after the Windscale nuclear disaster in northern England. Explore a fictional quarantine zone, scavenge, craft, barter, fight and talk your way through a British countryside setting filled with bizarre characters, mysticism, cults and rogue government agents. I think this game is going to be absolutely incredible. More like the Outer Worlds or We Happy Few than Fallout or even GTA Cumbria. I'm super excited by this game. I love survival action games. I love this kind of nuclear Fallout setting, and it just makes it even more special that it is set in northern England. I think this game is going to be one of the highlights of the year on Xbox Gamespass. This game is being released day one on Gamespass. And after, I would say, a disappointing 2024, the future looks a lot brighter for Xbox Games Pass in 2025. And this is the first of many games which are being released day one on Games Pass, and I am super excited for this one as a massive fan of both Fallout, the Outer Worlds and just post-apocalyptic survival games in general. This is one of my most anticipated games of 2025, but we've got a lot more to come on this massive list of 10 games. The next game on this list is Avowed, an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published by Xbox Game Studios. Avowed takes place in the Living Lands, a part of the world of Eora. The Living Lands within the game include a variety of locations ranging from lush forests to arid rocky deserts to large caves and valleys. Players assume control of an envoy of the Adia Empire, who are assigned to Living Lands to investigate a mysterious plague known as the Dream Scourge. Avowed is the first-party AAA project by Obsidian since Microsoft bought the studio in 2018. The game was initially pitched as Obsidian's take on the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which has a massive open world. However, as development progressed, the studio chose not to imitate Skyrim's style of gameplay and to choose to work on a game which is more akin to Obsidian's previous RPGs, one that has a more confined scope but a heavier focus on emphasis on story and characters, and I'm super excited for this one. I feel that this is going to be more like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion than Skyrim. It has real D&D feel. It looks like you can pick your own team. It looks absolutely fantastic. Combat looks so heavy. I love the idea of kind of the dual wielding of weapons, the mix of magic, action and adventure, and you haven't got long to wait for this one. It comes to Games Pass once again, day one at the start of February. Cannot wait.
You're Mega Man. You're dead, I thought.
This is Dispatch, a game from the people who made The Wolf Among Us, The Walking Dead and Tales from the Borderlands. Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy where choices matter. You manage a dysfunctional team of misfit heroes and strategize who to send to emergencies around the city, all while balancing office politics, personal relationships and your own quest to become a hero. You play as Robert Robertson, aka Mecha Man, whose mech suit is destroyed in a battle against his nemesis, forcing him to take a job at a superhero dispatch centre, not as a hero, but a dispatcher. This game has an absolutely star-studded cast, including Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul and prolific voice actor Laura Bailey, and so many more. It is a solid mix of traditional Hollywood actors and video game and streaming adjacent talent. This is a game I'm super excited for. I absolutely love the kind of classic Telltale game, seeing how you can change the story, and this is the most cinematic and, like I said, star-studded game we have seen so far. And just look at the style of this game. It literally looks like you are playing an episode of Invincible. It looks absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be so hard to tell what is gameplay and what is kind of pre-rendered footage. I am so excited for this game to drop in 2025, to see how this brand new franchise plays out and to make the big decisions which really impact the story in this game. This is Doom: The Dark Ages. There's not really a lot else to say about this one. It's a Doom game, and from the outset it has a gun which uses skulls as ammo. It has a shield which is covered in chainsaws. This game looks absolutely crazy. It just seems with every new Doom game, it just gets more wild. And that's what you want of a Doom game. You want to be able to kill more things more efficiently, faster, in a more gory fashion. And this one was never on my bingo card. I was not expecting Doom to go back to the Dark Ages, but I am so pleased it has. It has mech suits, it has dragons. This is everything I want from a Doom game, all wrapped up in a medieval suit of armour. Bring it on in 2025. For this next game, I want to break down the numbers. Fable 3 was released in 2010, nearly 15 years ago. Fable 2 was released 2 years prior in 2008, and the original Fable game was released on the original Xbox in 2004, over 20 years ago. The newest game in this franchise, simply titled Fable, has been delayed and delayed and delayed. And I'm crossing both my fingers and my toes that the newest game in this franchise finally drops on Xbox Gamespass in 2025. I love all of the Fable games, and what very little we have seen of this game so far makes me feel that this could be the most ambitious, best game in the franchise so far. So fingers crossed this one finally drops this year.
This place was always dangerous and weird.
FBC Firebreak is a cooperative first-person shooter set within a mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces. As a year-long siege on the agency's headquarters reaches its boiling point, only Firebreak, the Bureau's most versatile unit, has the gear and the guts to plunge into the building's strangest crevices, restore order and blast their way back from the brink. This is a game set in the same universe as Control and Alan Wake. And you might recognise a lot of these locations from Control, which was one of my favourite games of previous years. Now this one is a bit of a gamble, a 3-player cooperative game set in this universe, but I think 3 could be the magic number with this one. You won't be able to go off in pairs, you're going to have to watch each other's backs. There's going to be no lone wolfing in this game, and it looks super awesome. And honestly, 3 players is one of my favourite numbers for co-op. And I'm going to be grabbing 2 very good friends when Firebreak drops once again, day 1 on Xbox Games Pass. I cannot wait to see what secrets the Institute hides. I absolutely love the Gears of War franchise, and I am super excited for Gears of War E-Day. But once again, let's break down the numbers. The last game in the franchise, Gears 5, dropped in 2019 and ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm still wanting to see how the franchise carries on. But we are taking it back, way back. The original Gears of War dropped in 2006, nearly 20 years ago. But this game is set 14 years before the events of the original game. Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago, 2 soldiers from the COG, must survive the Emergence Day, in which a race of subterranean creatures, simply known as the Locust Horde, emerges from their underground lair and overwhelms the surface world. I am super excited for this one. It's going to be super cool to see what happened back on E-Day. I am slightly frustrated that we're not getting to carry on the story, but I think this origin story could be super duper cool. And of course, I'm looking forward once again to jumping into my favourite co-op campaign of all time. The Gears of War franchises are absolutely sublime in co-op, and we're also probably going to get a Horde mode, which is one of my favourite gaming modes, and I'm just glad to have, after a 5-year wait, one of my favourite franchises back. Ghost of Yotai is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is a standalone sequel to the 2020 game Ghost of Tsushima and is set to release for PlayStation 5 in 2025. Let's take it back to 2020, and Ghost of Tsushima was one of the best games I have played. As one of the final games released on the PlayStation 4, it wasn't until the PlayStation 5 release that I experienced it, so I'm super excited for this standalone sequel. This game centers around the theme of underdog vengeance. The story is set in Hokkaido, Japan in 1603, 329 years after the events of the first game. Players will take control of Atsu, a female warrior who adapts the persona of the ghost at the start of the Edo period. Developers have claimed that players have more control over Atsu's narrative and choices compared to the first game. And I'm super excited to once again explore this absolutely beautiful world of Japan and undertake some vengeance.
The ship is dying, and my only way out of here is with one of them.
From the creator of Bioshock comes Judas. It is Ken Levine's first video game since Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea way back in 2014. And it is very easy to draw comparisons between this brand new game and the Bioshock franchise. Bioshock started under the sea, then it took to the skies, and now with this new game Judas, the story continues to space. Now it is very easy to draw comparisons, but supposedly this is a very different game. But judging by the quality of the Bioshock franchise, you can't help but get excited about this one. The similarities may be absolutely blinding, but I cannot wait to see how this game plays out. The Bioshock games have some of the best narratives around. This is going to be an absolutely focused single player adventure, a brand new game in a brand new franchise that I'm super excited for in 2025. If you're a fan of first-person shooters, claustrophobic corridor shooters, and action adventures, this one is for you. This is Judas. But this game right here may well be my most anticipated game of 2025. Jurassic Park Survival. Now, it is not guaranteed that this game will finally be released in 2025. This trailer dropped nearly 2 years ago. But for me, this is my dream Jurassic Park game. The game is set one day after the events of the first Jurassic Park film and will include locations and dinosaurs featured in the film as well as new ones. The player assumes the role of Maya, a young InGen scientist who's left behind on Isla Nublar. The game is played with a first-person perspective and the player must explore the island while avoiding its numerous dinosaurs who exhibit distinctive and adaptive behaviour. This is essentially a survival horror game set on Jurassic Park. This is the thing of both my dreams and nightmares. I am so hopeful we finally get to play this game in 2025, as honestly, this is a game I've waited my entire life to play. There we have it, folks. That was my top 10 most anticipated games of 2025. And you may have noticed a small omission from that list. A game from a small developer called Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto 6. And honestly, I don't think this game needs adding to the list. It is quite possibly the most anticipated video game of all time. It is a game which is going to sell millions of copies and make billions of pounds. It is quite possibly the most anticipated video game of all time, and it's going to be incredible. Honestly, check your pulse if you are not excited for GTA 6. But other than GTA 6 and including all the games on this list, let me know in the comments down below which games you are most excited for in 2025, because trust me, it's going to be an absolutely incredible year of gaming. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, keep playing the game. See you soon!